channel. I have to figure out some... How do I edit this? Hello. We are 14 seconds into the 4th episode of the Galactic Seabass podcast. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode. My name is Sebastian. I will be your host for today. It's been a pretty hectic little week. Gotten a lot done. I'm very financially stressed. California is expensive. I think America is just expensive in general right now. It's tough though. So I have been doing job after job. Tonight I'm going to do a photo shoot for my friend Melissa Wiseman, who runs Dubs Comedy here in San Diego. So we're going to go shoot some comedy people at about 7:45, something like that. So I should have a watch on. That would actually help quite a bit as far as like keeping time of stuff goes. I think I started this at like 6:15. We're amended, and we'll use that as like a tracker. Yeah, so far I haven't really mentioned anything. Welcome to the Galactic Seabass channel. Today's episode is brought to you by nobody, because nobody sponsors this. The only reason it's still going is because I care about you guys, and that's why I like to make videos. Recently, let's see what's been going on. I hit my 250th comedy routine. Attempt, set, whatever you want to call it. It was pretty cool. I think it was a pretty good little room. Actually, it was funny because that set in particular, I went over to this place. Excuse me. I went to this place called Good Bar in Point Loma, and they do comedy shows every Wednesday. And then afterwards, they'll do an open mic. So I was at the Laugh Factory downtown in San Diego, and then I left, and I went to the Madhouse, but I wasn't going to be up for a couple hours. So I went to Good Bar, like 10:45, and I got to do a 1-minute set. So I got to do my first Kill Tony attempt as far as the time limit goes, and that's pretty sweet. So very happy that hit my 250, 250 sets of comedy. That's pretty intense. And yeah, it feels good. My Bible's getting crazy full. If you went through this thing, it's fun. Back in the day, my writing used to be kind of, even that's like a small example. So let's go back in the day. So this is November 10th, 2021, would have been my 4th set. Ooh, there's a plane, so we're going to cheers every time a plane goes over. New tradition. Cheers. And yeah, so back in the day, writing was pretty big. And then eventually, as like time went on, started to run out of room. So it got smaller and smaller until it turned into something like this, which is almost illegible for anybody else. But yeah, did my 251, so tonight. I was just at this one place called The Template here in Ocean Beach, and they have an open mic that goes from 6 to 9 on Thursdays. And I got my name drawn, but I really wanted to come do this podcast. So I noticed there was a fella who was really disappointed that his name didn't get called, and I just offered him my spot so that he got to go out tonight and I could come do this and hang out with you guys. So here we are. It's been fun, man. Yeah, tonight will be a little bit of work, do some photos, have some fun. And then after that, we'll go be a rideshare driver. There was this absolutely insane task this week of trying to do 120 rides in 96 hours. And I really gave it a solid go. I worked every day for a while as far as like this, as far as I can sit in the car goes. And I think I'm only up to 39. So the first tier of the bonus is 80 rides. 80 rides in 96 hours. And then if you can do 40 more after that, then you get the bigger bonus. So it's like first, if you do 80, you get $250. Then if you can bang out 40 more rides, that's another $310. So altogether, it's $560 if you can do 120 rides in 4 days, but it's damn near impossible. I don't know how to do it because you're not in charge of people ordering rides. You just have to, let it happen. You're at the subject, or you're at the mercy and the will of the people. They don't need rides, then how are you supposed to have work? I need a better job. I'm so confused. Last week I started my new job at this really, really good restaurant here in town. I did a little 3-hour training shift, and he said, we'll throw you on the schedule, we'll get in contact with you. And I haven't heard a thing from this guy in 8 days. I have reached out a couple times. I tried to call. I don't know what to do. Should I just go over there? It's very confusing. So that's something. I'd really like one of those Kill Tony joke books. I think I should make a little trip down to Austin so I can try and get on that little program. See how many pages we have left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, there's a cool note. Hey Seabass, hope you are well. You left your notebook here with us at American Comedy Company, so I will write in it. Knock knock, who's there? Hoo, LOL, I'm an owl. Happy Valentine's Day. That's cool. I lost track of the pages. What had 8, 9? Yeah, 10. Like 10 pages left. Everything else is just jokes, funny little thoughts, numbers, set lists, circles. Did the joke work? Did it make people giggle? Did it make them hate you? There's a couple different outcomes that are possible with that one. I love comedy because you never know how it'll go. You can do a joke in one room and it goes great, and then you do the exact same joke at the same cadence in another room, and they hate your guts. It's incredible. You never really know. It's just a go with the flow kind of vibe. To feel the different ambiances of each room is kind of like to understand that, learning how to read rooms and do crowd work, and it's fun. We're almost 8 months into the game, baby. That's pretty neat. In fact, how long have I been? Yeah, once we hit the 24th of June, which is like 2 weeks away. And also my brother turns 16 tomorrow, excuse me. It's hard to believe he's getting that old. So happy early birthday, Czar, if you see this. From your big brother, Sebastian. Hey. Yeah, let's see what else is going on. I saw some really cool movies this week. I saw this really cool film called White Noise with Adam Driver and Tim Meadows. It was this really incredible piece of cinema. Like if Wes Anderson had a nightmare, this thing was so neat, and the dialogue was unbelievable comparatively to like pretty much any movie I've seen in the last 20 years. They talked unlike anything I've ever heard before as far as cinematic dialogue goes. I thought it was really, really cool. And the aesthetic of the colors and the settings, and the ending, it has the best credit scene I have ever seen in my life. I want you to go show me a more neatly choreographed routine than whatever they put together right there, because it was so cool. It was like The Happening meets Hairspray. It was fantastic. I loved it. And I saw this other really cool film too, and it was called On the Count of Three. That's streaming on Hulu, and it was this wild tale of these two friends that basically make a suicide pact. So by the end of the day, they'll help each other, commit suicide, and it's a wild ride. Because at first this dude just wants to get it done in the morning, and he's like, wait, let's get some stuff done first. And they end up going on a series of adventures, and like the meaning of life is kind of transcribed. It had a Secret Lives of Walter Mitty vibes as far as my personal opinion goes on that one. I really enjoyed the film. I think you guys would too. Somebody told me to watch Pearl. I'm nervous. No idea what it's about. That Mia Goth girl is pretty cool though, for sure. There's no plane, I'm just thirsty. I like when death is in the fridge. I don't really feel like grabbing it. Oh no, I forgot stuff. Well, this might be the first time in a podcast that I have to walk away for like 3 seconds. There is a plane though, so cheers. Again, I don't think I've mentioned it on this episode, but if anybody has any questions or anything, drop that in the comments below and I will answer them accordingly. Oh boy, made this really complicated. Also have this really cool little keychain from LIB 2022. It's a 3D printed little thingamabobber. And now my buddy is doing 3D print designs, which is pretty cool. I might send this to him as like a gift. It'd be fun. Alright, I have to get up for a half second. This table is inconveniently placed. This worked. Alright, cool. Hello. Goodbye. I will be back in a moment. Hello, I'm back. Totally had to just go through some paperwork. A lot of paperwork. Thought the guitar was gonna fall on. That's scary. Yeah, it's been a nice little day. Been going for a lot of nighttime skateboard rides with Ollie. Just been really fun. He's so fast. I want to get him into some kind of dog little racing thing where they go through the tubes and up the slides and stuff. I'd love to teach him how to do that. He's such a fast boy and so strong. So if anybody has any advice on how to go about that, I'd love to know. Yeah, this is the part where we're hitting like the wall, like the food wall of podcasting. I don't really know what I'm doing yet, so thank you so much for tuning into these early episodes. And I have big dreams that this could turn into something kind of cool. So I'm very hopeful that is what transpires out of this in the near future. What I think would really help me is a guest, so that I don't have to just talk among myself for the entire hour. So, okay, you know what? Also, I want to apologize for not being here last week. I've been just grinding, trying to figure out how to get my monetary situation in check, under control. So, it's hard to be a person nowadays. I am doing my darndest, but Lord knows it's tough. And you just have to keep on going, keep committing yourself to whatever it is that you're doing, that you're passionate about, and try to remember, that you are important and you can do this, whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish. It is within the realm of possibility. So just have to remind myself of that. I preach it to a lot of people, but it's that old expression, practice what you preach. So it's been a hard one for me to swallow, pretty much my whole life. I don't know what that was, but that was fun. Yeah, so how's life been for you? Internet, how are you doing? YouTube? Boy, oh boy, it sure seems like the world is falling apart around us. Kind of has me terrified and on the edge of my seat, but I don't really feel that I have a choice in the matter. So I'm here, we're doing this. Going to put a lot of furniture on the internet for sale and see if that turns around into something viable. Oh man, you ever just look around your house and just think about all the little knickknacks all started somewhere, all came from something, a little story. Is everybody like that? Is not everybody sentimental like me? I could look at literally any object in here and tell you a backstory behind it and where it came from and what it means to me. Excuse me, how long I've had it and where it came from. I'm a very, very sentimental person. And I wonder if that will ever be my downfall. I have so much stuff. It's like that old Carlin bit. He's like, we have houses because we need places to put our stuff. And then we just keep getting more stuff, new stuff, better stuff. And I am botching a Carlin bit right now. My father is rolling in his grave. No, probably not. He's probably just rocking out somewhere out there. Up there, down there. Who really knows? But out there. For sure, he's miss my dad very much. Been thinking about him a lot this week. One hundo. I wrote a new bit about him, which is kind of cool. I wonder like how many more I'll come up with along the course of my life, because he's not coming back. So I'm pretty much stuck with the material I have available. I don't think we're going to have any new memories anytime soon. I remember this one time I was, like, the last time I ever really felt that I was connected to my dad. I was in Paris, France, and I woke up, or excuse me, I was having this dream in my hostel, like, I was dreaming that I saw my dad, and I knew it was him, and he knew it was me, and it was just so good to see him. I remember we both cried in the dream, which was really weird, and then I woke up, and I was 21 at the time, and I just thought to myself, man, like, I haven't called my dad in forever. Gee, Willikers, like, why haven't I gotten in contact with him in so long? And it took me a couple of minutes before I came to the realization that he was dead, and I couldn't call him because this mobile service provider I can't think of an ending to that, but yeah, no, he was not there anymore. So it was very just like, surreal. And I got to walk around Paris and just think about him. Whew, that was neat. I miss him very much. He's a very important dude. So it's cool to come to terms with the fact that, like, I do, have a lot of tendencies where it's like I am kind of like my dad, and it's fun. I wonder if I can do a bit while I'm in a podcast. This thing will probably get buried in the internet, but if you might hear this at a show sometime. The joke I wrote this week was, I'm a pretty big pothead. I smoke weed almost every day, and I think I get it from my dad. My dad was the biggest stoner, maybe of all time, but he actually gave up smoking. Well, to be fair, he gave up breathing. What up? Rest in peace, buddy. That's cool. This necklace I have on, I actually took off his deathbed. It's like 2 drumsticks and a little drum. Probably have to zoom in a lot to see it, but I've had this on pretty much every day of my life. So he's always with me. There's a few pieces of jewelry I rock that remind me of people I care about the most. So it's pretty cool. It's actually there's only 3, so I can just point them out. We got this thing, and this thing. That's it. That's pretty much all the jewelry I wear. But it's every day, so sometimes I get a little eccentric and throw some wristbands on. You never really know. Anyway, Coachella. In other news, monkeys are big fans of bananas. More at 11. A lot of planes going over right now. Like a one-man episode of Beer Fest. I like that movie. It was a good film. What's the name of that little clan that makes Super Trooper movies? We could look this up. I've never used my laptop before on the show. Just gonna show off all my laptop stickers real quick. By the way, big fan. Joe, if you ever want to have me on the podcast, feel free to give me a ring. What's the name of the guys that made the Super Trooper movies? Super Trooper. Movie Gang. Movie Gang. Is that a thing? Is that how you look stuff up? Broken Lizard. Broken Lizard Productions. A lot of planes. All right. Yeah, they made some really cool movies. I like what's it? The Slammin' Salmon. The Slammin'. The Slammin' Salmon. They made Super Troopers. They made Beer Fest. Some funny dudes. Jay. Don't know his last name. I'm gonna botch it. I'm gonna get canceled if I try. He came to ACC recently, which is pretty cool. I missed his set. I think I might go see Sam Tripoli on Saturday though, which is pretty cool. Never really know. We're like 20 minutes in. We're doing this, baby. A little podcast Rooney. Wish I had some questions to go over. We did comedy, we did the movies, told some stories. Yeah, we're chilling. This might even go early. Let's see what's on tonight's agenda. We have this photo shoot. I have to go make sure the camera's all in check. And if anybody wants to check out any of my photos from some of these events I've done, you can go to Off the Books Entertainment at offthebooksent.com or Off the Books ENT on Instagram. A lot of content available. I'm trying to make a little professional site, but it's hard to do all that stuff. So feel free to check that out. Off the Books Entertainment. Recently got a movie introduced to the Library of Congress, which is pretty cool. Speaking of, I have to send out 3 of my brother's birthday gifts because I'm the laziest big brother ever this year. I got stuff for each of them, but the birthdays are, my mom's in March, then Max is in April, then D'Artagnan's in May, then Czar's in June, and I'm in November. I'm just the black sheep. I'm trying. I got 2 of them stuff. I don't have anything for the 16-year-old yet. I don't know what to send him, like some porn. I don't know. What is 16-year-olds like? OnlyFans gift cards? No, I don't want to make him simp super early in life. I got some, maybe some kettlebells. He likes working out, but he said he's like a kid. It's funny. His dad was, so he's like, I have 3 half brothers, and I don't care what you think about that. Like, they're my brothers in my heart, and Czar's dad is the biggest dude fucking ever. He was in this band Typo Negative. He was the lead singer, and just like 6'9", muscly, black hair. He played a stand-up bass on a bike chain, like a metal chain. It's a whole cello, and he's like, look it up. Look up Black Number 1 on YouTube. It's ridiculous, and that's his dad. So he's probably going to be a huge kid. I'm assuming he'll be at least like 6'6". He's 16, and he's taller than me, and I'm 6'1". So, growing up, I never thought I would be the short one out of my brothers. It's so crazy. And yeah, D'Artagnan's like 6'4", Max is like 6'3", 6'5", something like that. Yeah, I remember him playing the guitar. Yeah, man. Yeah, that's Czar's dad. It's a trip for sure. There's a lot of memorabilia at the house and years of photos and memory books and stuff from my mom and them. And it's tragic what happened to him. You know, rest in peace. My dad too. My dad died, and it's funny. Like the 2 shithead dads that are still alive are like, or I think I worded it in some kind of way, but basically like, my mom had 4 kids with 4 men over the course of, like 20 years or something. So it was always spread. It was like a 5-year spread in between everybody. And I don't know, I feel like society looks down at my mom for like that kind of thing, but I don't care. And like in every circumstance, it was just like the way the cards kind of like rolled at that point. And she's had a very hard life, especially with that kind of situation thrown at her. So my dad had his mistakes and he messed up, but he tried and he died. And I think Czar's dad was like ready to do the right thing, and then he died like super early into Czar's life. He was probably like a year or 2. And then Max and D'Artagnan, their dads are both tremendously wealthy and don't do a goddamn thing to help my mom, like, financially in any way. One played for the fucking Islanders, and one is a CEO of multiple charities in Australia. Like, just absolutely. That's what I made my whole fucking movie about. That's why I made my documentary. It's called How to Get Away with Making a Life, and I made it because I fucking hate Max's dad, and that guy can rot in hell if he watches this. You know, don't get me, sue me. I don't know. I want justice for my family, and I tried really hard to make a film. I spent 10 years making a movie, and hasn't really done much yet, but there's a chance I could. Just gotta try. I'm just gonna keep doing stuff. It's tough. It's really, like, mentally straining when you put, like, years and years and years of effort into something, and then it just doesn't turn out the way you wanted it to. But I did it. You know, it's good to at least, like, I didn't want to go to the dinner table in 20 years and just be like, I should have tried. I'd be so lazy. Just do it. You know, you have one chance to, like, live your best life and try to help the people around you. And they didn't ask me to do it, which was the thing. So I put this burden on myself, and it was like, that was kind of my fault. I mean, it wasn't really, you know. I remember my ex-girlfriend now, you know, now she's my ex, but at the time she told me, like, you're carrying this weight, like you're holding this backpack of weights, and it's literally not even yours to carry. Like, you're putting this burden on yourself without anybody asking you to, and then you're getting disappointed because it's, like, not working out, excuse me, exactly the way you want it to. Like, just finish the movie, just fucking do it, get it out there, be done. Excuse me. So I did, and they got accepted into two film festivals in Australia, which is really cool. But didn't win any awards or accolades, and, like, I didn't get to go to the event because right when I got accepted and I was raising money in a GoFundMe for, I was trying to raise money for the trip so I could take Max and I out to Australia. I was trying to go to these film festivals, and right when that happened, on my birthday, I got drugged at a local bar, and I broke, like, my whole fucking face. I broke 4 of my teeth. That's why my teeth look really nice right now. I lacerated my head, multiple spots, and the bar just banned me, deleted the footage, never told me what happened. To this day, I have no idea what the fuck happened to my head, or, like, my teeth, or if I fell, hit a pool table, hit the floor, hit a wall, hit a chair, got knocked over, fell down, like, slipped. I don't know. And they refused to tell me. So I'll probably, like, pursue litigation, honestly. I think that's going into effect soon. That's a whole different thing. Anyway, like, oh my god, this had a point. Don't lose it. Seabass, come on. Oh, my ADHD's in full effect right now. So, like, oh no, I really lost where I was going. This happens all the time. This is actually a big part of my existence. Drinking is brutal. Can't believe I survived it. Yeah. Oh yeah! That's it. So basically, like, right when I was I was trying to raise the money to get Max and I to go to Australia for this, like, this, you know, film festival that we got accepted into. I got hurt at this local establishment, and it cost me thousands of dollars to fix my teeth, so I had to make a new GoFundMe, and that was the priority. Like, and all the funds from the Australia trip I had to use for my face, and it's like, and I wasn't able to actually go. And then the film festival, like, came and went. But yeah, like, that was a weirdly poetic moment for me to get hurt like that, because after it happened, I stopped going to, like, these shitty dive bars in town. I was just hanging out at dive bars, like, every day for no reason. It's serving me no purpose. And then I was like, oh, well, maybe I'll go to comedy clubs instead. Like, I remember the day after I got hurt, I had Band-Aids all over my head. I had, like, no teeth, and it's like, hey, last night was crazy. just trying, like just getting out there and giving it a solid attempt to like, I don't know, do comedy, even like the most messed up state I've probably ever been in my life, as far as like a mental health state, as far as like a physical appearance state. I was not like, it was the day after my birthday, and I was distraught and like just really not put together, and I just thought this could be like a graceful saving. I think I said it backwards, but it doesn't matter. And I did. So ever since then, I've been pursuing comedy like a fucking madman. And I just did my 250th set yesterday, which is insane. Because the night, let's see if I went through. If I go through my Bible right now, this is why this thing's so cool. I can go to any set ever and find out. If I open to the day, man, you crazy. I literally opened on the exact page I was looking for. It goes on the back side of this right here. No, it was this page. It was my birthday. 11/23, 24, right here. 29th birthday. It was my 36th set. 36th set on November 26th. So yesterday was June 7th, and I did my 250th. That's pretty cool, man. It's like 6 months and over 200 sets. So we're cranking. It's like, I don't know. That's awesome. I just feel like I found a niche that I like pursuing. And all these niches over the years that I've been exploring, like photography and videography, and I've done painting, and I made that movie, and like my multimedia art, and it's been like this insane journey to like I'll have it kind of like, oh, the music, I made the album. I've been writing songs for years. Like, I just love exploring any different realm of art that I can find. So I've just been hitting San Diego like a madman, and I've done all the major stores or the major comedy clubs in town, as far as like all the ones that are available. The Comedy Store, American Comedy Company, Laugh Factory, Madhouse, Mic Drop, bunch of bars and little like venues here and there. I got booked on a couple shows. Like, I've made money a handful of times, which is pretty cool. My dad always told me, like, you're not a professional until you make money at something, So I've made money in almost every art form I've ever pursued, which is pretty cool. But I've had other conversations where it's like there's a difference between being a professional and just making money. You can make a living or you can make money. Like, there's a big difference between those two. And I don't know, it's fun, like, pursue something new. But yeah, money's tight, and I have to take like multiple jobs and trying to pursue art, but art doesn't pay that well, so it's tough. And I've got a box full of paintings I'd love to sell, but I don't know how to do it. Got a bunch of jokes I'd love to tell to an audience, but I don't know how to sell tickets. Got photos I'd love to put on the calendar, and I don't know how to get clientele to buy my calendars. Like, it's just, I've got ideas. I'm just an idiot. I used to be a gifted kid, man. I used to be pretty smart. And then I found weed, and now I'm just complacent. That's some real shit. And I got this lovely cough. The ladies love it. Absolutely. They're just like, that phlegm though. I like it when it gets all hacky. Is that mucus for me, babe? That's disgusting. This is also how I write most of my material. I just make myself do that. And then got myself a joke. And it doesn't work most of the time. The other day I came up with this bit. I was like, wow, I really like stand-up comedy because I have this fear of standing slightly above chairs. Like, What? I even messed it up. I somehow messed up my own joke on my own podcast, which is incredible. That's just the story of my life. But thank you so much for being here on the Galactic Seabass channel. If you haven't, please hit that subscribe button. I don't know where it is. Is it? This is fun. I really enjoy being the center of attention. So thank you so much for spending your time with me right now. Yeah, we've got a little gig coming up. Got a plane in the air. Go make some money taking pictures of people being funny. That'll be fun. Get to stand in the background and laugh and go click, 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 click. I'm trying not to interrupt the silence with my click, 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 click. It's actually pretty fun. I don't think that I was just being silly. You guys are great. They give me no time to read that. Oh my goodness. No, yeah, I'm so in my head about everything. I think I've had ADHD for like my entire life, and I've never had it diagnosed. But I'm just starting to read the signs of, like, I see all these videos on TikTok and stuff. It's like, these are the signs that you have it, and I just kind of like. So for sure, I probably got a little bit of everything. It's just fun to like kind of be raw dogging it, you know, just raw dogging life, no pills, just batshit crazy. Look, I made it this far. You know, I've got a dog and a cat who are multiple years. They've lived here multiple years and they're not dead. So it's like I've got part of me put together. You know, like I immediately just put it to like it's always a drastic circumstance. Like it's life or death. Like if somebody goes my anxiety, I think I finally figured out that I've had anxiety since I was like a little kid because my dad used to go and do gigs like super late at night. He was a drummer. He was always just drumming. So, um, thanks. Like, he would always leave, and then I was in my room, like, what if he's dead? Like, what if I never see him again? Oh no, like, I haven't talked to my mom in like a day. She's probably dead. And then they'd get home. But one day he really died. So it's like, kind of like set it in. He really went and got me there. That trickster. I'm still trying to get him back, but I can't really figure out how to do it post-mortem. Stupid. What? Oh man, I think my dad would have loved the fact I'm doing stand-up. Like, I was always the silliest little kid. I swear to God. Like, and I do this bit all the time, like about how. Let's see, my dad. Let me just tell you the joke, and then like you pretend you're an audience member because it's already on my YouTube channel. I don't care if you see this. So, hey, you know, so the first time I ever did stand-up comedy, actually, I was 14 years old. My mom, dad, grandma, they were all there. Just trying to remember where oh, that's right. I was at my dad's funeral. It was my first funeral, so I learned very quickly I'm not much of a morning person. It's okay. I'll let that one sink in. Just like my dad in that hole. Whoa. No, really, I had to give a speech in front of all these people, you know, all these strangers, and I didn't know what to say. You can't spell funeral without fun, am I right? Let's make some noise. So that's a joke. That's like a bit that I would do. But the reality behind it is that I really did have to give a speech at my dad's funeral when I was 14. And I was told by a couple people that I should write it down. I should write a little script and go up there and do it. And I didn't write a goddamn thing down. I just had my little suit on and my shaved head, and I got up there and just spoke from my tiny little heart. And I swear, within 30 seconds, the entire congregation was like had an explosive laughter that I can feel to this day. And it's like, what? There was probably like 300 people there. And my dad was this big rock star dude, and you know, he spent time in New York and LA, and was on like a bunch of labels, and was in a bunch of bands, and hit the billboard, and toured the world, and played arenas and shit. Like, I mean, you know, they didn't blow up as much as they could have, but he was still a very prominent figure, and like especially in my life. So, just all these people were there, like expressing sadness towards their lost friend, and I just started talking, you know, whatever smack, not smack. It was just I just was winging it. I wanged the whole thing, and yeah, I made him laugh a couple times during the set, and like you know, it was weird. It was really weird because I didn't think about that, and I wouldn't do comedy again for like 12 years. Um, until I was 26, I didn't actually try it again on a stage, but it's like that sits really deep. Like I miss him a lot, and it's weird to think like maybe like my career path started like right when he died. That's the first time I ever said that out loud or thought that, so I'm glad that's on camera, locked in, kind of cool. Um, yeah, man, I miss him a bunch. He was like the coolest dude, and he made some big mistakes too, honestly, like some really crazy shit. I heard some fucking wild tales, and I don't know how much I should just get into it now. Like, um, uh, I just like I heard these stories, man, and it's one of those things. Like, if I could see him again, I would punch him in the face and give him a big hug because I'm upset, but I miss him a lot, and I never really got to say sorry or goodbye or anything. So I don't know. Yeah, man, straight up. It was like I wish I had the time to talk to him about all that stuff. You know, like I was 14, so he couldn't talk about pussy with me. You know, like droves of women chasing him through the streets of Japan. Like, what was that like? Uh, to you know, they toured everywhere. There's this interview where they talk about playing this old place in Tijuana called Iguanas. Um, Surprised I didn't call it Tijuana, but that's anyway. That's kind of funny. I think there's a plane, and they said at the show, like you've heard of stage diving, people jump off the stage, right? They said people were balcony diving, like balcony. What? We never got to talk about any of that stuff. We talked about cartoons and like, we liked Simpsons and we liked. Remember, he didn't like the fact that I was getting angry at Guitar Hero. He's like, "You're not even having fun." I'm like, "I need the achievement, Dad." That was a loser. That's so funny. And ironically, the Guitar Hero guitar is like so slightly in the frame right here. It's just like chilling. Oh, that's great. But I am really good at Guitar Hero now, though. It's pretty cool. I can. If I had dedicated as much time to the regular guitar as I did to Guitar Hero, I would have made it. I think. I honestly think so. My dad got me a this. You can't see it. Hold on. Maybe I can. I don't really want to move the frame. Whatever. Okay, now like you can kind of see it. This guitar right here. This is like a Jasmine my dad gave me when I was 9. And I remember this guy, Dojo Dave, who my dad, his girlfriend, and me went to go see Green Day and Jimmy Eat World. Well, Jimmy Eat World opened up for Green Day at Giant Stadium when I was 11. That was like the greatest concert ever. And that's this set list right here. But that guy tried to give me guitar instructions, and I swear to God, he was like the worst fucking instructor of all time. He's like, okay, take the G string and pick it 100 fucking times. Ding 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 ding. Now do the next string. Like, never learned a G chord. Bling. Like, that would have set it up. The first time I heard it, I made a G chord. Like, bling. It was like, oh, well, this is fun. That would have made it cool. No, let's do pick placement. Fuck you, Dave. So, um, just kidding. He's a good guy. He tried, but I put the guitar down for like 15 years. I didn't pick it up again until I was 24. Just really funny. And I don't know, man. Like, I again forgot where I was going with this story. Green Day, something about a set list, guitars. My dad being dead. Don't remember. Forgot. What is cool though is that 2 of my dad's friends opened up Real School of Rock franchises, Like, you know, it's unfortunate he never got to like work at them because he was an instructor at this place called the East Coast Music Mall in Connecticut, where you do like private drum instructions and stuff. Um, and like they ended up opening these School of Rock stuff after the movie came out. One in Jersey and one in Connecticut, and they're really cool. Like their top kids go play Lollapalooza every year. Like they'll go do a set at the real event, and talented kids, and like they get to teach them how to play AC/DC and Zeppelin, but it's like you're learning the real like fundamentals behind it. It's like why, like how it got made and rock history. It's real. It's fucking cool, and I bet my dad would have loved that job. So it's unfortunate, but it's fun, man. So I don't know. I want to get back in the studio. I want to make an album super bad. I've got like a ton of fucking lyrics ready to go. In fact, like this entire book up to let's see. Is there a pen in the middle? Yeah, it's hard to tell, but like that little pen slot it's all done up to there from the side on my face towards the little slit. There's a lot of material. There's a lot of poems. There's a lot of really, really neat stuff I've written down. I want to get it back and record it, make something cool, new, and fresh, and beautiful. I want to give it to the world, blow up. Narcissism is a plane. Cheers. It's been fun. It's been a wild ride. On hit number 2, podcast number 4, Galactic Seabass number 1. That wasn't it like an I'm better than you kind of like number 1. It's like I'm the only me that exists. So thanks for being here. Thanks for tuning into my channel. I really appreciate you guys watching the podcast, and I just want to say I love you all from the bottom of my heart and the bottom of my lungs. You guys are great. You keep on licking the candy canes of life. Marinate those sweet juices. And let the course of Christmas run through your soul. Another plane. Getting trashed. Oh boy. It's fun. Like, I remember going into the album, like, how am I going to make an album? And eventually, it was done. It took like 2 years, but 2 years in a pandemic, but I got it. I got it all figured out. My little experiment. James Blonde, USA. It's still on Spotify if you want to check it out. It's at like 94,000. So if one of you can play it 6,000 times, then I can get to 100K. And that'd be pretty sweet. So thank you. I kicked the tripod. Not bad. No earthquake here. We're good. Damn, we made it 47 minutes already. 48 almost. That's pretty cool. I literally go into these with no idea what to talk about, so we're just rambling. Yeah, I just ready to get back in the studio. I want to make some music, and like it's been fun trying to mix comedy and music, doing like an Adam Sandler thing. I wrote a little funny song you watched in the last episode. I just want to keep doing that. It's kind of fun just to mix it all up. It's a neat medium. You can do anything up there. Just you and your thoughts and a mic. When you add a guitar, it's a lot more elements. You need like a auxiliary cable and a guitar and a stand and stuff. Unless you hold it the whole time. That's a lot. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just in my house rambling. It's been pretty crazy. I had these neighbors in the back for a while, and God, they were the worst neighbors I've ever had in my life. I don't know if anybody's ever had a situation like this, but my backyard is like my little sanctuary. I have like a little hallway. Excuse me. Probably 1,000 cans of liquid death chilling in the back, by a little chair and my table. And I used to go out there and I like to do my thing. And my neighbors didn't like the smell, but they wouldn't shut their door. And it was like every once in a while, but it got to a point where one night I was just doing it in my kitchen, and this guy closed my back door with a broom, like super violently from across. I had to reach over a fence and like close my door. And so I opened it up and I'm like, hey dude, what are you fucking doing? And like he did it again, and so then I opened it up and I was yelling at him and like swearing, and he's filming me through like a little slit in, in the door. Oh, so he moved. And a long time ago, they left a chair in the front yard for like months. And then my neighbor who lived where they left their chair, she moved and she was like, "Hey, do you want this chair?" And uh, then they started asking her about the chair when she moved. Like, found out it was their chair, and it just turned into this whole like. She's like, "No, you should really give it back." I'm like, "Which neighbor was it? If it's literally any of the other, if it's one of the 5 houses that's not this house, I will give them their chair back. But if it is, they're not gonna see that chair again." So I've got that chair in my yard right now, and if they watch this podcast, fuck you. Oh man, they were awful. Oh, it's so nice to like start fresh. It's fun to watch a neighborhood like change over the years because I haven't had any kind of like stability in my life since I was 11. I lived. My parents got divorced and I was 3, so 0 to 3 I'm in a house, right? One house with my mom and my dad. Parents divorced. My mom decides I should live with my dad and my grandma for like the majority, and then I'll visit her a bunch of times a year. Um, and that's what happened. So I grew up in Connecticut in this house in Stamford. My grandmother and my father from 3 to 11. That's 8 years. It's the longest I ever had stability in my life as far as like living somewhere goes. Um, and then yeah, 11 to 14 was in Bethel, and then he died. And moved in with his family who ran the bike shop that I worked at. And I finished out freshman year. I moved to Salt Lake City, and then I moved to a different house in Salt Lake, and then we moved. Like we're in like a couple motels, and then we were in Colorado, and we were in Wyoming, and then some shit went down in Wyoming, and I was in a bunch of houses, and I ended up like I don't know how much I should get into this right now. I think I'll save it, but I moved a lot in Wyoming, like a lot. And then we ended up moving to South Dakota. And then I was 19 and just fed up with the desolateness of the West, like the not all the way west, and decided to move to California when I was 19. Like basically no plan. Just worked at Woodward, and then moved to San Diego, and lived in a bunch of houses in San Diego until I finally got to my little. Till I came to OB in 2017 and lived with this couple for 6 months, and then the girlfriend didn't like me anymore, so I moved out and moved into here. And this month, damn, it's been 6 years. Yeah, that's number 2 as far as stability goes in my life. If I can last 2 more years here, I'll like beat a record, which is insane. And I'm just very happy to like have somewhere I get to call home. It's neat. You know, really. Home is like a very relative term nowadays, I feel like. It's a place I can't go back to. It's a place of newspapers and, you know, no cell phones and bookstores and bike rides with, you know, no way to tell the time. But your little POS watch you got from McDonald's with your Happy Meal. You were just home when you were home. Sleepovers, N64, late night pizza with the boys. It's crazy. Like one of my little 4-packs, or like my 4-pack from elementary school, it was these dudes, CJ Orfino, Chris Blanc, and Nick Fleming, and myself. They were the boys. And Nick died recently. He had a heart attack at 28, which doesn't make any sense. I think it was that Mito Cardi B hepatitis. And now I'm like making light of it, but I really like that makes no sense why he had a heart attack at 28. Now it beats me. kind of weird. Yeah, man. Life just keeps on going. I'm still here somehow. Podcast number 4. Cheers. We're almost at an hour. I think I might even have to call it a little early today because I have to hit the road. I don't really know what time it is. It's 7:20. Oh shoot, I gotta go. Well, I'll do this one and call it a wrap. Made it to 55 minutes. It's pretty sweet. Thank you. Thanks for tuning into this, guys. Appreciate it very much. You know, I wish I had like a cool little mic setup so you guys had all the proper audio, but these things will come in time. I just wanted to make sure, like, I had a goal to start this thing, and I'm glad I did it. You know, just want to be out there talking to you peeps on the internets. That didn't make any grammatical sense at all. It's good to be talking to all you people on the internet. I don't know all of you personally, but it's really neat that you're able to tune in and see some of the stuff that I like to make, and just out here making content. Hope you guys enjoy it. We're almost at 5,000 subscribers. Let's try to get to 5K by the end of June. That'd be pretty sweet. Excuse me. Ooh, that was nice. Yeah, I have to make it over to like this other section of town. I have like 20 minutes. Really might have done myself a number on this one. That's live comedy. We're really doing this, folks. Alrighty, folks, I think that's going to do it for today's episode of the Galactic Seabass Channel Podcast. The Galactic Seabass Podcast? Not exactly sure what to call this one. Oh boy, that one did me a number. Should have left the hat. I'll let the hat hair flow. Got a nice little look right here. Appreciate you so much for tuning into my channel. This has been the podcast. Hey, we'll check it out. I'm still here. The festival vlogs were a lot of fun, but those things, we'll see if they come back along in the future. I'd love to get some kind of a paid endorsement deal to go do that. And anyway, thank you so much for tuning into this episode of the Galactic Seabass channel. It's been a podcast number 4. Next week, we're going to have a real guest. I don't know who it's going to be, but thank you so much for being here. My name... What? My name is Sebastian Fowler, a.k.a. Galactic Seabass, a.k.a. I don't really know what else I'm called, but you can call me whatever you want. Just don't call me late for the party. Anyway, it's a song my dad made with his band back in like 91. Anyway, you guys are great. Thank you so much for tuning in. Take care. I love you very much. And enjoy the rest of your day. Blessings to all of you. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the like button. Go watch my other videos. There's so much content. I love you. Mwah, mwah, mwah. For each of you, pass it on to your friends and family. Take care. Peace and love. See you next Thursday. Adios. Galactic Seabass out. End transmission.